All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to Boston Conservatory's Dance Division Open House Breakout Session. My name is Bobby Schrader. I am one of the Assistant Directors of Admissions here at the Conservatory representing the Dance Division. We are super excited to have you here today to learn a little bit more about the Dance Division. Just a couple of notes for you. This event is being recorded, and if you have any questions at any time, please feel free to post them in the Q&A section, and we will get to those questions towards the end of the event. Additionally, if you scan this QR code on the screen, this will take you to a page to download our viewbook, which is a great resource for you as you're getting to know the conservatory. Really helps you with probably a lot of the questions that you do have. And it'll also put you into our system so that you continue receiving important information about Boston Conservatory. I will also post a link to our viewbook in the chat in just a little bit. And now I'm going to ask our panelists to rejoin here. All right. Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce you all. Today we have Tommy Neblett, Dean of Dance. We have Mila Thigpen, Chair of Dance. Brian McGinnis, Associate Professor of Dance. And Adrian Ruiz, who is a sophomore contemporary dance performance student at the Conservatory. All right, and I'm going to hand it over to you, Tommy, to get us started.
Thank you, Bobby, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday afternoon. It's absolutely gorgeous here in Boston. It's springtime for the first time, so I hope it's nice where you are. And I would like to just start off first thing with a short video about the Dance Division.
There is no other place like this.
The feeling of continuous creation here is so inspiring.
All these diverse moving bodies, all shapes, all sizes, all colors, it really reflects the world that we live in.
Part of what makes the Boston Conservatory such a special place is that we really care about every single individual.
The relationship between faculty members and us students, it's very much a partnership.
There are so many amazing teachers here. They pay attention to me and my personal style.
I love seeing the students' tenacity to fight to understand how they move and how can I use it as a way to speak my truth.
You have to believe in yourself and what you have to offer.
There's so many artists in the world, and you really want to be unique and you want to be your own.
The beauty of it is watching them start in one place, fight through it, figure it out, challenge themselves, fall down, get back up, come back in the next day, and by the end, they leave completely changed. It could be something as small as I realize that it's okay for me to fail. It's okay for me to fail. That's when you have the most choices available to you. And to me, that is beauty. And to me, that is power.
We're not afraid to change. And we're not afraid to change the outdated norms of what dance is and who can do it.
The dance field is proliferating right now. There is so much happening in dance. Choreographers and directors are often asking dancers to be able to accomplish many things.
When I came in, I would characterize myself as stiff, figuratively, and maybe literally. Going to the conservatory helped me widen my view of dance and what dance is, what movement is.
We are focused on modern dance and ballet, but we also offer hip hop and African, improvisation, jazz, musical theater.
The curriculum is so diverse and we have so many more options. And being able to take Berklee courses as well as the Boston Conservatory courses has allowed me to kind of choose what I want to do.
We have some of the most cutting-edge, sought-after choreographers, leaders of the field, coming to make work on our students. After they graduate, a lot of the students find jobs with these choreographers.
I think I gathered all the resources and tools that I need to be out in the world, and I'm very excited to use them.
Having a degree from the Boston Conservatory puts you in the upper echelon of young art makers who aren't afraid to take the world by storm.
We are working really hard here, and we're also having fun and supporting each other.
I honestly feel like the conservatory is genuinely a family environment.
I will be able to build those friendships forever.
Not only do you get the incredible technical training, you get it in an environment that is completely nurturing, completely open, helping you develop your artistry, your individual voice, and also celebrates you while you do it. And there's no other place like that.
All right, so next I would like to just give you a brief overview of the curriculum in the dance division. I have a PowerPoint presentation to show you, and I know PowerPoints can be a little boring at times, so I'll try to make this as lively and quick to get through. But I just need to give you some information about what the program is like. So let me share my screen once again, and we'll go to here. I'll go to presentation. So we are the dance division. And like Bobby said, I'm Tommy Neblett, I'm the dean, and Mila Thigpen, our chair, is here with us also. We have around 130 dance majors and about 25 to 30 dance minors that are mostly Berklee College of Music students. So we have a B.F.A degree at the Conservatory in Contemporary Dance Performance, but we also run a college minor in dance where anyone at the college or the conservatory can take classes and get a minor in dance. A little bit of history. There's been 5 directors of the program since it was formed in 1943 by Jan Veen, and we were the first higher ed institution in the country to equally present and have contemporary dance and ballet in the program as equal partners. And that is really saying something in 1943, since modern dance, as you know, wasn't even that old of an art form, where ballet was hundreds of years old. So we have always been stepping out and doing things a little bit differently here at the conservatory since the program started. A couple of impressive and humbling accolades that we have received recently. We were ranked the 2nd best dance program in the country by College Magazine, and we are widely considered one of the top contemporary dance programs in the country, if not the world. I'm very proud of our alumni, and they have gone on to have careers in some of the major dance companies and shows in the world. As you can see on the left-hand side, we've had some alumni in the Netherlands Dance Theater, Alvin Ailey, Hubbard Street, Les Ballets Jazz de Montreal, and other amazing companies. On the right-hand side, you can see some of our graduates also go on to Broadway and musical theater and commercial work. We've had dancers in Cirque du Soleil, many award shows, and Ebony Williams was one of our graduates, and she was one of the 2 backup dancers for Beyonce in the Single Ladies video. Like I said, we offer a B.F.A in Contemporary Dance Performance. So we interweave experiential work with intellectual discovery. Our core curriculum is ballet and modern. So you will take ballet and modern every day for 4 years while you're at the conservatory. We offer 5 emphases. which is a way for you to choose your electives in a style or an interest that you want to delve a little bit deeper in. And those 5 emphases, as you can see, are ballet, modern, jazz, pedagogy, which is teaching, and dance composition. You are not required to declare an emphasis, although we encourage that. But if you don't declare an emphasis, you'll get your B.F.A. in contemporary dance performance, and then all of your electives will be whatever you wish to take. Here at the conservatory, we have what's called the Boston Conservatory at Berklee method. And this was actually started in the dance division maybe 10 years ago. And it is a progressive pedagogy system where in year 1, it's all about immersion in your art form. So year 1, you just eat, live, breathe, sleep, dance. In year 2, it's all about deconstruction, taking what you learned in year 1 and what you brought with you to the conservatory. You deconstruct that. You start thinking about it in a different way, in a different light. In year 3, it's all about integration, where you put all of that information that you've gotten in year 1 and the deconstructed information in year 2 sort of back together. You start building the foundation from the ground up again with all this extra and new knowledge that you've acquired. And in year 4, it's about identity. Who are you as an artist? How do you want to present yourself in the world as a professional? We have quite a few electives in the division, in addition to your core ballet and modern classes, and these are just a few of them. On the left-hand side, you'll see the movement electives, such as hip hop and jazz and swing dance and African. If you look about 2/3 the way down, there's a class called Upside Down, and it's a very popular class, and literally you are upside down the whole class. It is a combination of acrobatics, gymnastics, and circus arts. And on the right-hand side, you'll see that we offer classical and contemporary variations, many different types of repertory, many different types of creative classes, and pedagogy classes. In addition to your movement classes, you are required to take 4 liberal arts courses, and they are housed in the liberal arts department at the college, the Berklee College of Music. But in the dance division, we also have academics, and you're required to take 4 of those as well. And these are some of a list of some of the academics that we currently offer. If you can look at the very bottom, that's called Professional Seminar, and Brian actually teaches that class, and he can speak a little bit more about that class later on in the presentation. A few of our curricular innovations that we've undertaken the past few years. Primarily, one is degendering ballet, where we allow the opportunity for all students to study point, ballet partnering, and trying to eliminate the traditional male and female roles in ballet. Africanist dance forms such as jazz, hip hop, and salsa are required. And a few new dance academics. Decolonizing ballet was a new addition to the curriculum last fall. Dance and socio-political activism will be a new addition next fall. Dance on film and video, where you learn to make dance films, which is a very apropos class these days. And a dance and technology class, where you learn different types of technology and how that can interweave with dance. The professional transition course is something that I started 2 years ago, I believe, maybe 3. And it is a class that you would sign up for if you were a senior and you got a job and you had a contract and you were not going to spend your entire senior year at school. So in the old days, if you got a job, you left school and maybe you would come back and finish your degree. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you would just start your career. This class allows you to have a contract with a company, sign up for a 12-credit professional transition course that will allow you to still graduate with your class on time. We've actually had 5 students, I think, take advantage of this. One dances with the Netherlands Dance Theater 2. One dances with Palabolas, one dances with Le Ballet Jazz de Montreal, one dances with Jacob Jonas in LA, and one got a full-time job at Orlando Disney. And they took advantage of this and graduated on time while still beginning their professional career. Some of the collaborations that the dance division has done the past few years. One was the Metallica project, and we partnered with the ensemble department at the college, and specifically with the Global Jazz, the East Indian, the Balkan Vocal, and the American Roots music ensembles, which transcribed and reconfigured Metallica music into that style. And then Otis Salib choreographed a 30-minute piece with these 4 different types of ensembles playing Metallica music. It was quite a spectacular event. Also, we had Rose Out of Concrete, which the dance department collaborated with the electronic production and design department at the college. It was all about technology and different ways that lasers and lights and motion capture could work on stage. Our junior dance composition collaborates with the Writing New Music course at the college, and Brian also teaches that, so he might want to say a few words about that later on, where the junior dancers create and the students in the music composition course create music, and they do this simultaneously, and then we have a showing at the end of the semester with new music and new dance. And our Dance on Film and Video course, which, like I said earlier, is a filmmaking course, collaborates with the film department at Emerson College. We have a few partnerships in the division as well. One of our partnerships is with the Royal Academy of Dance, and we're the only college in the country to have this partnership. And that allows you to get your level 1 teacher certification in the RAD method, which will allow you opportunity to teach anywhere in the world. And you do that while you're at the conservatory, and it's all online with 2 summers, 3-week sessions each May for 2 summers. You can also get your Alexander teacher certification while at the conservatory on campus. Step by Step is a program that we run that the pedagogy students take advantage of, and they teach classes for youth and young adults on the autism spectrum and with Down syndrome. It's a really beautiful, beautiful program that takes place every Saturday morning. Our pedagogy students also partner with the Elliott School, which is a elementary school, so that they learn how to teach young children creative movement. We partner with Wix, the company Wix, to develop free websites for the seniors. And the dance division every year in the fall hosts the Racine's Black Dance Festival for a weekend of classes and performances. Diversity is a very strong focus for the school and for the dance division. We happen to be the most diverse division at the school. Our Alana and BIPOC population was 55% of our incoming class. All dance students 40%, and we have a very diverse faculty of 35%. Gender population you can see there as well. And when I bring in guest artists, whether it's for master classes or choreography, I try to bring in a diversity of styles and aesthetics. These were some that we had planned for last spring that, unfortunately didn't happen because of the pandemic, but if we can bring them back next year, we will do so. Speaking of performances, we have 5 main stage performances every year. The first one is in October or November in the fall, and it's called From the Ground Up, and that's when all the sophomores, juniors, and seniors perform, and I commission choreographers to come and create new works, world premieres for those students, and we don't unfortunately allow the freshmen to perform in the fall, their first semester, and that's not to be mean. That is so that everyone can get integrated and get situated and feel comfortable in their first semester at the college, and then they will, all the first year students will perform in the spring semester. Our second performance is in January, and that is the senior choreography emphasis students. They get their works presented fully produced on the main stage. In February or March is Winterworks, and that's when the first year students have their performance debut, and I commission alumni to come back and choreograph for those students, and on that program, student works, student choreography. Our fourth performance is Limitless. This is sort of our big performance of the year, or should I say biggest performance of the year. And that's usually in April, and it consists of masterwork reconstructions. So last year, unfortunately, again, that got canceled, but we were scheduled to perform Murray Lewis's 4 Brubeck pieces, Gustavo Sansano's 18+1, Camille A. Brown's New Second Line, and Victor Quijada's Interwoven. Hopefully, we can bring them all back next year as well. And the last performance of the season, or the year, is the senior class showcase. And we take the whole senior class down to New York City, and they perform at the Alvin Ailey Theater for artistic directors and company managers and industry professionals. And then we repeat that performance again in May, a couple of days before graduation, as a celebration of their time, of the seniors' time here at school. In addition to the commissions that choreographic commissions that I have for From the Ground Up and Winterworks, I brought in some repertory by some A-list choreographers, as you can see on the left, working choreographers that the students get to spend 2 weeks of an intensive rehearsal period with each choreographer. And if you see at the bottom, I also bring in and we reconstruct masterworks from some of the legacy master choreographers such as Cunningham, Graham, Lamone, and Taylor. In addition to the main stage performance, we have many 10 to 15 non-curricular performances throughout the year where the students will perform in college shows, in artist tribute shows with the Cirque du Soleil Ensemble, singer showcases, and many other events, especially the Berklee Commencement Concert, which is like a huge rock concert in a stadium, in an arena. So there's many ways to perform, not only on the main stage, but with these non-curricular performances as well. If you're interested in choreography, this is a great program to look into. Choreography is required as a freshman and a sophomore, and then an elective in your junior and senior year. So we train generative artists, performing artists, but we also train creators. And we have dance compositions levels 1 through 6, as well as creative process, advanced creative process, and several different improvisational classes. I'm very focused on keeping our students well and healthy while they're in school. So we offer somatic classes, as you can see. We also offer a class called Dancer's Toolkit, which is a first semester, first year course. It's a seminar course where I bring in speakers to talk about health and wellness, whether it's nutrition or injury prevention or positive psychology, or about psychological resilience, massage, so forth and so on. Things to keep you healthy, both physically and mentally, both as a student and when you leave and start your professional career. We have a physical therapy on campus. We have 3 physical therapists that are that have an office right across the street from the dance studio. So at any time you have an injury or a feeling of something wrong with your ankle or your shoulder or whatever it might be, the physical therapist is right there to help you with that. So we're incredibly lucky to have 3 on-campus physical therapists to help us out. And finally, one of my favorite quotes by Quincy Jones: "Be humble with your talent and graceful with your success." So that was my PowerPoint presentation. I'd like to show you one more video. And I think the best way to know what we do at the dance department is actually to see what we do. So I'm going to share, let's see, and we have an excerpt of Bradley Shelver's piece called Tongues that the junior class performed in the fall of 2019.
Laridum, laridum, laridari digi 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 dira, laridum, laridum, laridari digi 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 dum. Un temps, le novio, le passa la nuit, ah boum, des une camo, tout est destiné, ta la 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 la. Ma paternoster, no novices endurmi, no novices nana dumi melu così, ta la la la. Calulu, novice desavia, ballano viene lui, pour t'allumer la candela che trovi ballano viene lui, ta la la la. Cammina alla finestra e canta lupo che tagiti tu marito vesti come l'ora sacci tandeu, ta la la la. Un tonne novio, un tonne passa la nuit, ma un indesino cambio tutte le sigle, la ma la nostra, no novice sermi, la novice serna nada, tu mi me luci, la candela che trovi ballano viene la cammina alla finestra e canta lo che casa di tu marito vesti come lo lascia giù da leo
All right, that's an incredible piece. That was the third section of that piece. And the first two sections was just as athletic and awesome as that. So Bobby, that's all I have for my presentation about the division. So if we want to move on to the next item, that would be great.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tommy. So I'm going to welcome back Mila, Brian, and Adrian. to have a discussion about their experience at the conservatory. Mila, take it away.
Thank you, Bobby. So first, I just want to re-welcome you and say greetings from a very beautiful sunny day here in Boston. I'm very excited to talk with all of you and present the dance division today, not only as chair, but also as an alumna. I am really overwhelmed with the strong and exceptional foundation that my experience as a student has given me for all of my professional experiences and roles as an artist, as a scholar, and now as an administrator. I'm also feeling very proud and privileged to have created, facilitated, and implemented some of the amazing opportunities that Tommy previously mentioned that benefit our faculty and students. Speaking of faculty and students, let's turn to our other guest panelists today. Brian, I would love to start with you and ask you a question. So our audience has already received a general overview of our teaching philosophy. You have a unique experience in that you came in teaching the first year students and now you focus primarily on our seniors. So I wonder if you could share how your teaching philosophy may have evolved given that you work with the seniors primarily now.
Thank you, Mila. Thank you, Tommy, Bobby, and it's great to see you, Adrian. Haven't seen you in class since last year when you were first year. And I do teach first year composition, so I still do get a small 1 hour a week with the first year class. And I did start in 2017 with this year's graduating seniors. So it's an interesting question that you brought up, Mila, because I actually was going to speak about that. So thank you for that. It's been a wonderful process to see these dancers grow and to see the choices that they've made over the past 4 years. As seniors, initially they come in with their own ideas of identity, of race, of culture, of gender, of religious and political beliefs. And we support all of that in our studio. We support that in our studio because we know that that is going to be the foundation for how they're going to create great work, right? By bringing themselves to the studio. And so we started that in the first year. I saw that coming in, and now to see that completely develop into their 4th year project, senior projects, where they've branched out, right, to become more than just a dancing body, but to become a dancing human being and a person. Yes, that's thinking broadly about their opportunities that they have in the dance world. We teach them the most difficult dance steps, but we also challenge them with theory, with philosophy, with social justice, with multiple variety of diverse elements that the department just really delivers to the students. And then they move forward, and then they graduate, and they carry the legacy with them. And some of our dancers are dancing for NDT, but some of them are also dance therapists. Some are also journalists. Some are also healthcare professionals and medical and psychological professionals, and they're using the foundation that they've learned through the school to support other career paths that incorporate dance. Because a dancer is an amazing person. We are resilient. Yes, we can stand up after we've fallen down because we have been taught that. Yes, and we continue to celebrate like the first video said, and our dear Professor Kurt Douglas said, we expect some failures because that's what the student is here for, is to learn. This is the place, this is the breeding ground to make those mistakes so that when you move forward into your professional career, you've already had a good try. Yes, with us and some safe backing. Yeah, so that's where I see it. Thank you, Mila.
Brian, thank you so much. I just appreciate you reminding our audience of how important equity is, and that equity and excellence and rigor are not mutually exclusive. They're actually inclusive. Also appreciate you reminding us how broad success can look like with a dance career. And that dance can support our life choices immediately after school and beyond, even as they shift and change as we want to engage as active and productive citizens in the world. So appreciate your comments. Adrian, we're going to turn to you now. So I know because I've seen your audition videos, I can attest to how talented you are. I'd love for you to share how you came to make the decision to choose the conservatory.
Yeah, it was an easy choice for me. I was blessed enough to audition live in person right before the pandemic. I auditioned in San Francisco, California. There was only 6 people in there, and I was the only male in this audition. It went by very fast. We did our ballet round with Denise Pons, and we did our modern with Kurt Douglas, as he's a professor in the promo video that we just watched. Then it was time to do our solos. It was my one audition that I never felt judged or teachers were looking at me in a different way. They were with me the whole entire time, engaged in what I was doing and what I was showing them. Of course, this is my first time meeting them, and it's their first time seeing me as a dancer. I just remembered watching them like after my solo and Denise clapping, and I felt so loved and so welcomed that I just didn't feel that from any other audition. And I remember going into the car, my mom was waiting outside, and I was like, I think this is the school that I'm gonna choose. And 6 months passed, and it's the school that I chose. I never visited Boston before. I didn't know what the city looked like. I was just going full throttle in this, and I definitely made the right choice.
I wonder if you still think you made the right choice after experiencing your first Boston winter.
Yeah, that was tough, but the dancing was still good.
Yes, thank you, Adrian. Just kidding. Of course, there's plenty of warmth and support and camaraderie inside the dance division. And I'm so glad to hear that you can reflect our audition mission, which is to give everybody an experience and be seen as a whole artist and not just how high your leg can go, which is nice to witness as well. But, we teach to the human. We don't just teach the technique. So really, really grateful to hear that that was your experience. Bobby, I want to turn it back to you. I know we want to get to some questions in the panel.
Absolutely. And thank you all for those wonderful comments. I'm sure our audience really enjoys hearing about that. And they definitely have some more questions for us. So I see a couple of questions coming in about what the requirements are for students, what the audition process is like. So I'll talk a little bit about the application process itself. And then Tommy, I'll ask you to cover a little bit about the audition process. So our goal with the application process is for it to be very simple for you. There are essentially 3 steps for dancers to apply to the conservatory. The first step is to fill out an application at berklee.edu/apply. It's a short application form, shouldn't take you too long. The second thing you'll want to do is send in supporting documents. So that will be your high school transcript, proof of English proficiency if it's required, and then an online video interview as well. And then of course, the last step is to perform an audition. So Tommy, I'll hand it over to you to talk about the audition process.
Thanks, Bobby. The audition process, like Adrian mentioned, consists of a ballet class, a modern class, and then a solo that you have either created yourself or had someone set on you that you bring in and perform. So we travel, my team, my audition team, which is Kurt Douglas and Russell Clark, and Bobby as well. Bobby's goes on the road with them. We go around the country to about 6 or 7 cities throughout the country, plus 3 or 4 auditions on campus in Boston. And it's a whole day process, so it's a long day. But first is about an hour and a half to 2 hour ballet class, a short break, and then about an hour and a half modern class, a short break, and then every applicant will perform their solo. At the end of their solo, the audition team will ask them a couple of questions. It's really no big deal. It's not like an interrogation. It's just a couple of questions just so that we kind of they get to know you and see if you're the right fit for the school and whether the school is the right fit for you. Auditioning for schools is a two-way street. It's not that we always look for the students that we want and that are right for us. But the students are also auditioning us as a school because they're searching for the right school and the right fit for them too. So it really is a two-way street. So the audition process is, as Adrian said, we try to make that as comfortable and supportive and encouraging as possible.
Excellent. Thank you, Tommy. Our next question, I'm going to hand this to Mila. How popular is it among dance majors to take both solo voice and acting for dancers as electives?
They're actually requirements, so everyone will take those courses.
Perfect. Wonderful. Another question, and I'm going to hand this over to Tommy. Is there a distinction between modern and contemporary in your program? If so, please explain.
Yes, that's a very good question. And there's probably as many answers as there are dancers to this question. So modern dance and contemporary dance are more or less interchangeable. The term modern dance was the original dance form that wasn't ballet. So it was called modern dance because it was a period in time. It was modern. So in 1920 or 1930 or 50, it was the modern dance, and that's what it became is. And that was a reaction to ballet where people danced barefoot and took off their pointe shoes and so forth and so on. So that's modern dance. It has sort of morphed into what's called contemporary dance now, which is also a meaning of the day and the time that we're living in, but it's also a style of dance that incorporates much, much more than it used to. So modern dance and contemporary dance are interchangeable. I like to think of contemporary dance as what we do at the conservatory now, and that modern dance is, like I said, like Merce Cunningham and Paul Taylor and Martha Graham, and sort of the original founders of modern dance that is now contemporary, because contemporary now incorporates African and hip hop and jazz and circus, not only technique, ballet technique, and modern technique. So it's a little complicated, but that's my explanation.
Excellent. Thank you, Tommy. Our next question, will there be an opportunity to observe a class online? And I will actually take that one. We have resources available on our website. Definitely recommend that you visit our virtual events page on the admissions page on our website. We actually have recordings of faculty spotlights that we did this past fall semester where our faculty members taught students in this setting. So that is a great way for you to sort of get to know our teaching style, our teaching method. I definitely recommend checking that out. Next question here, and I'm going to hand this to Mila. Are there any opportunities for first-year students to have their choreography performed?
Yes, and I'm actually going to pass that to Brian to talk a little bit more about the comp class.
Thank you, Mila. The first years, I teach first year composition, and we have produced a small informal performance in the studio called the First Year Solo Preview. And so each student creates one solo between 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes long. And we work on it throughout the semester. It's not the priority. The priority is the foundation of choreography. And then we have some showings throughout the semester, and then we do a final performance that Adrian was a part of. And so maybe Adrian wants to say something about how that felt.
That performance will be my favorite performance ever. That is the first time that as students, we see other students dance in our class, and also faculty can watch us dance. It's definitely a process, and it is such a fun process having Brian as your teacher. He's always going to push you. It was just a beautiful experience, and I'm so happy with the outcome that I came out with it. I remember actually showing a first solo. This was my rough solo, and Brian was like, I'm not sure if that is you as a dancer. And I really sat on that, and I was like, I don't think it was. And I brought back another solo with some Spanish music. And it was my first time that I really put my ethnicity in my dancing. I didn't know that I could do that. I was never taught that at all, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. And when I did that, something sparked in my head and it was just so beautiful. And I felt so good dancing something that was always in my body. And thanks to Brian, he saw that and brought it out with me. And I think with that being said, every faculty member here will always push you, just as Brian did with my solo. Your ballet teachers will, your modern teachers will, your elective teachers will. It's just such a beautiful experience.
Excellent. Our next question, I'm going to hand over to Tommy. Do students perform any classical ballet repertoire?
Yes, we do. So we have both contemporary and classical ballet, and I sort of make the fall semester about contemporary. So the electives are contemporary ballet electives, whether it's variations or partnering or repertory. And then spring semester, we focus on classical ballet. So in the fall semester, one of our faculty members choreographs a contemporary ballet piece, and that is part of the From the Ground Up performances on the main stage. In the spring, we focus more on classical ballet, and we do a reconstruction of a classical ballet that is part of the Limitless performance. So both performances and both semesters, Limitless and From the Ground Up, contain a ballet piece. Like I said, contemporary in the fall and classical in the spring.
Wonderful. Next question here is, can you double major? Mila, I'll hand that to you.
It's really difficult. No, you cannot double major. We keep you pretty busy. However, we do have some really exciting opportunities to minor. And that's been one of the highlights with our merger with Berklee College of Music, is that we're able to offer some minors. So a couple of popular minors among our dance students are psychology and not music business.
Creative entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Tommy. My brain just went creative entrepreneurship. And they have been loving those classes, and it's been great to push even the Berklee faculty, because they're having to pivot and think about how their information is relevant for dancers, not just for musicians. So that's been a great class for them. Adrian, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, because I'm actually a minor in creative entrepreneurship. So it's going really good. I really like it. And there's not a conflict. I think with the merger, they're doing a very good job of not conflicting with your dance schedule. I'm currently in my third out of 6 classes, I believe, for business. So it's going well, and I'm super excited to see where it takes me.
Awesome. Our next question here is about the audition process for international students, and I will be happy to comment on that. The audition process is essentially the same for all students. One thing to note for international students as part of the application process is that if you have studied outside of the United States or Canada, you will need to submit your transcripts to an accredited evaluator for a credential evaluation. We have resources available on our website regarding that. We work with a couple of different agencies that can help you with those evaluations. So that's just one thing to keep in mind as well. If your first language is not English, we do require proof of English proficiency through a TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo test score. Again, all of that information is available on our website, so definitely recommend checking that out as well. Tommy, this question is for you. Is the summer dance intensive on campus still happening in July? That is the question.
Yes, it is. We're going to be on campus in person in July. We have a summer dance program which focuses on ballet and modern and contemporary dance. And we also have a commercial dance intensive that focuses on more commercial dance and hip hop and jazz. And both will be live on campus this summer.
Wonderful. We'd love to hear that. And last question here for the day is for Mila. Is tap offered as an elective?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, that is all the time that we have today. Panelists, thank you so much for this wonderful Q&A portion. This was wonderful. If we did not get to your questions today, I'm going to share a slide in just a little bit with an email address that you can reach out to us at, and we'd be more than happy to answer your questions. So I'm going to share my screen here. All righty. So just a reminder here for the application process. You want to submit your application at berklee.edu/apply, send in your supporting documents that we discussed, and perform an audition. For most of our students in the audience today, I imagine that you are prospective students looking to apply for the fall of 2022. That is wonderful. Our application goes live on July 1st of this year, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Additionally, we wanted to give you some more information here just regarding some additional resources. So this QR code is a great resource for you. Feel free to scan it with your phone. You can watch our virtual Campus 360 tour, which is awesome for you to be able to see studios, performance venues, a dining hall, the residence hall rooms, and you can actually use your mouse and you can scroll around in each space to see what it looks like. So definitely recommend that. You can attend a question hour with the conservatory to speak with an admissions counselor like myself, just in case you have any questions about the program itself, about the application process. We do those on Zoom Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so feel free to join us for that. And then finally, you can attend a virtual admissions information session with current students to hear about the conservatory overall. That's also a great place for you to ask questions of current students as well, so definitely recommend that. As I mentioned, if you have further questions after today's event, or if we did not get to your question, please feel free to email bcb@berklee.edu. That will come directly to my inbox, and I'm more than happy to help with any questions that you have about the dance program or the admissions process. And thank you so much. We really appreciate all of you being here today, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.